Thank you for joining us again and welcome back to our channel. If you are joining for the first time, we appreciate your time. As events in the country of Tanzania continue to unfold, the foreign minister of Tanzania should resign at this particular time because this minister went to BBC and started to defend the indefensible. He was talking about why the internet was caught and giving some flimsy excuses as to the reason why. The current difficulties that we are, the global media and African independent media are watching on the ground. It's as if it's not true. What's wrong with people like this? Why is he going there and start defending the indefensible? And you are trying to manipulate the information. Why should they cut the internet? And the answers he's giving will embarrass you yourself. So people like these are the ones who go ahead and let the young people not fight for their own future or for the challenges and difficulties that the country is facing that needs to be addressed. And then he went to the global media and start talking trash. This is embarrassing for the country of Tanzania, and he should be ashamed and just go and resign. Let's play this clip from BBC and we will go into more perspective at the reason why. Leaders like these in the continent of Africa are the ones who go ahead and try to change the narrative when they are actually doing the separate or different things on the ground. Let's roll the clip.
Okay, why was the internet shut down?
The internet, because internet, when we tried to open also, it created a havoc among small groups of vandalists who are creating problems in the vandalism. So they were using their main communication media was the internet.
Can you really say that this is a free and fair election when even communication itself is very difficult at this time?
We provided all the observers with alternative methods of communication in the country. So the communication with the observers is going on, and they are going also to stipulate and state that clearly in their report that they are communicating, and there were alternatives which were given for communication to flow and information exchange.
This is really embarrassing at the highest level. A foreign minister talking about an alternative communication method when the internet was shut down and trying to control the freedom of communication and freedom of speech. Tanzania should be embarrassed at this time because it goes a long way to look how geopolitical partners are laughing at the processes in place. And we all know that the internet was shut down, and for that reason, the intimidation, because the government never wanted the information to go out. I wonder why it's a number of African leaders and some government officials always try to control the internet each time they find themselves in an election situation. I think that even those who invented the internet, who came up with it, have struggled to control the social media and the communication method. We are seeing some kind of authoritarianism globally at the moment. More importantly, Tanzania has come from a long way to be looked at a country that was once considered a beacon or a model of democracy to an authoritarian state at the moment. So the foreign minister going to BBC and trying to defend the indefensible, like I pointed out, is an embarrassing situation. I think he should be able to resign, and is someone that should never go to the global media to try to change the narrative, because the elections is not just what is happening. There are a lot of difficulties and challenges in the country of Tanzania at the moment, and this minister should resign. Let's play this clip.
The problem with this internet shutdown is that it's hard to verify what's true and what's not true coming out of Tanzania. I mean, let me ask you this. There are reports that hundreds of people have died and have been injured over the last 3 days. Can you categorically say how many have been injured or have lost their lives over the last 3 days, Minister?
At the moment, nobody can state how many were injured, how many suffered, or how many properties were burnt. We are continuing to receive also the reports of the vandalized properties, private properties, including several regions of Tanzania. We are collecting that information. Some of the border posts, some of Tanzania Revenue Authority, some of the police posts, some of public properties, public cars, some of TANESCO, which is our electricity supply company, cars were burnt. We are continuing to receive those reports. At the moment, nobody can accumulate all those numbers and say until all the data and figures are in place.
How amazing is this? This is really laughable. And I think that the minister is so concerned about properties and not talking about the human life, what's going on in his country. The journalist pressed him and wanted to get more information in regards to the number of people, but he could not even say anything. He was talking about the things that have been destroyed and a whole lot of other issues, and ignoring the disproportionate force being used by the Tanzanian police and the security forces in the country of Tanzania. There are really some gruesome video that I cannot really play here, because it's terrible on how these nations more focused on the infrastructure at this time, instead of looking at the reason why these people are on the street, and the election malpractices and the democratic discussions that we all have heard. So like I said, it appears that Tanzania just finally ended democracy in the country, and the minister will not talk about the details and the issues that are ongoing, and to address the problem as a mouthpiece person of the government. He sit there and talking about the property have been destroyed. What is property? Property can still be bought, can still be rebuilt. And this is the problem. It goes across the region in a number of other countries. They start focusing on the property, the infrastructure. Fix the system and look for opportunities and economic development and growth, and ensure that the democratic process is free and fair, and allow everyone to share their own particular concern. Then you will not be having things like this. And to come in here and sit there on the global media and try to defend the situation happening in your country, I think you are really ashamed, Tanzanian people. You should go ahead and resign, because I'm saying this because this is the problem that goes across the board. There's one thing to defend your government. There's another thing to come out clear and say categorically what is actually happening, because we all are seeing that on videos and pictures from around the world. So this minister is a shame to the country of Tanzania. Let's play this clip.
The UN is saying 10 people have lost their lives. Chadema says it could be up to 700.
Well, at the moment, I'm reading as you are reading, but let's wait for the right authorized information to be out.
Whenever elections are held, the call or the aim is to have them dubbed as free and fair. There are numerous allegations that the 2025 elections were neither free nor fair, and one of them is cited on the fact that major opposition candidates were excluded. How do you respond to that?
No major candidate was excluded. The candidate who excluded themselves is by not signing the code of conduct for participating in the election, and this is as per the law. I, as a minister, also had to sign that code of conduct, Maadili. It's called Form ya Maadili. If you don't sign that, you cannot become a minister.
This is really incredible regards to the geopolitical situation, and talking about why the internal challenges are being observed globally. And again, this interview was conducted before the results came out, and the results are out, and we are seeing all of this situation happening in his country. But the minister is continued saying that everything is peaceful in Dar es Salaam, and everything is under control. So under control, this is a statement, and I feel that these government officials fail to understand the challenges that are out there. They fail to connect with their own nationals. They fail to understand the difficulties in terms of the economic prosperity, the economic difficulties that their nationals are going through. A number of countries across the continent of Africa are transforming at the moment, are going away from this kind of mentality where everything is being controlled, everything is being centered at the national government, and more importantly, and no one else, no opposition leader, no youths. People cannot protest as a result of what they don't like and what they don't agree with. So the government is having a huge, strong grip on power. So when this government came in, and when the previous president passed on, everyone thought oh, Tanzania is going through an incredible period at the moment. This is a huge transition and democracy in Tanzania. But it's embarrassing that one of the government officials is coming here and trying to claim that everything is okay in Tanzania when we are seeing otherwise. This man should resign And it should be a disgrace to the people of Tanzania for coming on the global media and trying to change the narrative, because we've seen this across the board. Let's play this clip.
So the declaration of results will happen on Saturday. You can confirm that?
Yes, on Saturday it will happen.
Okay. Well, last night the army was deployed in Dar es Salaam following the protests that erupted. What's the state of Dar es Salaam today?
Dar es Salaam is very, very peaceful. I've been around today a lot. The restrictions is between 6 p.m. in the evening to 6 a.m. in the morning. And that restriction is you have to have a reason when you go out in order to maintain the peace in the country. But during the day, everybody is free to continue with their own work.
When will the internet be back on?
Hopefully, we are all looking forward for it to be back, at least by tomorrow.
Let me know in the comment section what you think regards the situation in Tanzania and why this is so embarrassing for the continent of Africa, as we all see that the African Union is silent as always and will never say anything, but will come at the end of the particular process and congratulate the leader of a particular country. It is amazing how the Tanzanian people must put up to this. And again, we shall be looking forward to meeting you soon in our next episode. Have a good day. Bye-bye.